Hello, good evening, and welcome to another edition of Canvas and Naija Delta Roundtable, originally live from your number one talk news and sports radio station, with 92.3 Nigeria Info here in Port Harcourt. On Canvas on Air, every week we discuss the future of this all-bearing region. It is Wednesday, March 18, 2020. Every week, like I said earlier on, we devote about an hour reflecting on topics relevant to the progress, development of the Naija Delta and her people, because like I've said a gazillion times, the Naija Delta is not just a geographical land space. The Naija Delta is a people with dreams, hopes and aspirations that for so long arguably have not been met. Initiatives of this nature give us all an opportunity to express ourselves, exchange ideas, rub minds, draw roadmaps with a view to actualizing the Naija Delta of our dreams, and we're doing that today as well. A reminder that Canvas and Naija Delta Roundtable is brought to you by the Shell Petroleum Development Company of Nigeria Limited, headquartered here in Port Harcourt. Today on Canvas and Net, we're discussing palm oil business of the 21st century. That's palm oil business of the 21st century. Palm oil is the world's most widely produced and traded vegetable oil. It is predominantly used for food, but increasingly it is also utilized in production of personal care products. More recently, it has become feedstock for biodiesel. Our guest today, Barry Nada, Victor Uwika, is the Chief Executive Officer of Barry Nada Foods Limited. He is a native of Kono Town in Kana local government area, River State, a graduate of Digital System Security from University of Wollongong, Australia. It gives me pleasure to welcome on the show today Barry Nada Victor Uwika. Barry Nada, good evening to you. Welcome to Canvas on Air.
Good evening, Dayo. Thank you very much.
And you're welcome also. Great welcome to the listeners. Thanks for joining the conversation. You can join in via the usual platforms. On Twitter, it's at Nigeria InfoPH. WhatsApp is on 0809 030 6416. The phone line to be given shortly and opened, and you can join the conversation via that platform. Reminder, we're also live on Twitter at Nigeria InfoPH. Once again, today's topic, palm oil business of the 21st century. My guest once again, Barry Nada Victor Uwika. You're welcome once again.
Thank you.
Barry Nada, from the profile I have here, you are Chief Executive Officer of Barry Nada Foods Limited. Let's start with that. What do you do there, and what gave you the inspiration to start this business?
Actually, we are into palm oil production, but just as the name goes, by Nada Foods, we have ambition to go into other food items, but for now we started from palm oil. And what really pushed us into the business is because of the problems we have in Nigeria, which is the problem of adulterated palm oil. So they say when you have a problem, when you see a problem, you preferring a solution to that problem makes you relevant and makes you some good money, which I know everybody that wants to go into business wants to make money.
What makes palm oil adulterated? I mean, it's palm oil.
Yes, it's adulterated because people are sought after it because of its use. A lot of people want to use palm oil, so because of the demand, people go into adulterating it with things like solvent 24 dye, like the plastic dye, anatol dye. Those are things that are very cancerous to your health, are very hazardous as well. So for the fact that people are always sought after this palm oil, because it's actually a home in Nigeria that doesn't use palm oil. So for that reason, a lot of persons tend to adulterate it just to make more money at the expense of every other person. So we actually came into the business to make this palm oil, give it a brand name by another oil, so anybody can actually identify, because in every 10 people, 7 out of 10 has actually experienced this adulterated palm oil before now. So it's a concern to a lot of persons. So we're actually giving people the ability to identify a good palm oil. There are some persons too that have these skills of, okay, this one is good, they can identify the good one from the bad one. So in order not to just limit those people and leave those ones that can't identify it, at least they can identify the brand name by another oil when they go to get their oil.
Talking about a lot of people using palm oil, I mean, I don't cook much, I confess, but even I have palm oil at home.
Okay.
Now, you talk about identifying it. How do you identify, well, might I say, the authentic thing from the adulterated version, palm oil wise?
It all boils down to the taste, the smell. Those are the ways you can easily identify. But then, if you're going to the supermarket nowadays, or if you're seeing the markets, you can't actually open those palm oil because a lot of them are sealed. So you can't actually tell this one is good from this one is bad. But if you've used a product before, you can actually identify it from the brand name. You can actually go back and get that product again.
What's your brand name?
Buy another oil.
Where can one get your oil?
We are online. You can call us and get your product.
Okay, we'll talk about that in some detail. But are your product in stores as well?
Yes.
Okay. All right, fantastic. But we'll come to that in a moment. Still, once again, you're welcome. Canvas and Naija Delta Roundtable. I am with Barinada Victor Iwika, and he is the CEO, Barinada Foods Limited. We're discussing palm oil business of the 21st century. Barinada, I must say you are remarkable indeed. I mean, besides the fact that you are a great dresser, you look absolutely wonderful. If you want to see what it looks like, check out our Twitter page at Nigeria Info PH. We're streaming live there. It's also remarkable what you've done. I mean, you are a Niger Deltan, by every sense of the term. You're from Rivers State, Kana.
Yes, Kana.
Kana to be precise. And one would think that if you were thinking of a business to go into, and especially since it is oil-wise, I mean palm oil, one would think that you would have thought rather to delve into the crude oil business rather than the palm oil version. Why didn't you go into the crude part of the oil business rather than delving into the palm aspect of things?
Okay, I would say this. I believe whatever we're doing is worth doing well. And I also believe in starting small. Palm oil business is the kind of business you can start small, and you can also go about it very well without having any problems from any organization or any agency. But if you want to go into crude oil, you can't start small because you will need a lot of funds to actually get the license and all that, and establish a company that is going to go into the exploration of that crude oil. And if you want to go about it the wrong way, then you're a problem to the government and the society at large. So I decided, why would I go into a business where I can't actually sleep well at night, where I'm being haunted up and down? So why don't I just go into the palm oil? And for a fact, palm oil is also crude. It's called crude palm oil in the international market. So I'm still into the crude business.
That's interesting.
Yes.
But you talked about the ease compared to going into oil and gas industry. I mean, I'm not sure, but you almost made it sound like there's no regulation. Anybody can simply go and start tapping the crude palm oil and then start bottling it and selling it. And is it as simple as that sounded, or there's more to it?
If you want to go about it in the local way, you don't need any agency. But if you want to go into the packaging, which is what we have done, then you need approval from NAFDAC. We are NAFDAC approved. We've gotten our lab certifications, like we've taken our product to the lab to certify that this product is 100% palm oil and also ready for international use. That's to meet international standards. We've done all of that. But if you're to produce it locally, you don't need any approval. All you need to do is go harvest the fruit and start processing, hygienically or unhygienically. That's one thing.
But that could be for domestic use.
Yes.
But if you want to go into commercial usage of it, then you must go through this.
Yes, these agencies like NAFDAC is the major agency that you need to get approval from. That's if you want to have your product branded and packaged.
All right. A lot of young persons in Niger Delta want to hit it, and they want to hit it big. And there's nothing wrong with that, I think.
Of course.
I mean, your very nice attire. I can't help but reference it again.
Thank you.
Must have cost you, a few wads of narrow notes. Your very lovely looking sandals. A nice watch, a very well crafted beard. I mean, what's the term these days? Soft. You're looking very soft.
Thank you.
That must have cost you, quite a bit. And I imagine resources from your business. So the point I'm making is, young people want to look soft like you. They want to be successful, and that's a good thing. So what are the prospects in this palm oil business? Is it palm oil that's making you look this soft, or is there something else?
No, it's palm oil basically. I didn't tell you I was looking this soft from the onset. That's what I won't tell you, because most young people, the problem they have is they want to start business today and they want to start making money right away. there are some sacrifices you have to make for you to make this money, for you to look soft, like you said. But most of them want to remove that struggle. They want to remove that hard work, and they just want to look soft. They just want to jump into getting soft. No, it doesn't work like that. There was a time when a friend of mine called me and said, "Do you know somebody called me and said they saw you on the road and you're looking like a madman?"
Well,
And I was like, "Really?" I said, "Okay, fine, no problem. With time, they will see why I'm looking this way, and they will get to want to come close to me, because by then the result will be speaking," which is what you're saying right now. I think you're saying the result, but you didn't say the hard work.
let's talk about the hard work.
Okay.
When you were looking like a madman
Mm.
and you were making sacrifices, what sacrifices did you make? How hard really was it?
Okay. Like every startup business, you as the front runner or the visionary, you have to put in your time, your energy, your resources, everything you have to do. I'll tell you, when I started this palm oil business, I was the one going to the bush myself to harvest, to get the harvested fruit. Obviously, I can't climb the palm tree, so I always get the harvested fruit from those people that are climbing. So I do go there myself, and I even drive the truck that we use in transporting from the point of harvest to the mill. So if you should see me in such an environment, you won't expect me to dress like this, going to do that. And I got a lot of backlash too from my friends. Like you said, like you saw on my profile, I'm a graduate of digital system security.
I was going to ask you about that, but go on.
Yes, from University of Wollongong. So it's somehow seeing a foreign graduate going into the bush to harvest palm fruits.
Of all things.
You understand? Of all things, you're going to.
I mean, even if you're going to the bush, let's say you're going to break pipeline or something. Well, go on.
Yes, so it wasn't really easy, but then I saw where I was going, so I had to pay deaf ears to all those things they were saying to me. It's like when you're among those running, you're in a race, and then one of the spectators or the fans are calling you big head, big head, big head. You won't stop and go and harass those person. Why are you calling me big head? You pay deaf ears to them and continue the race to the finish line, and then when you get to the finish line, everybody cheers you up for winning.
That sounds like something your dad or mom said.
Me?
That sounds like something your dad or your mom said.
It's something my pastor said.
Oh, okay, that's fine as well.
Thank you.
All right, so talking about your degree, you bagged the degree from University of Wollongong, Australia.
Yeah.
So when did the whole palm oil thing start? Was it before Australia or after Australia?
It started after I came back to Nigeria. My course, Digital System Security, I came back to Nigeria 2010. And everybody with a foreign degree back then is always very gingered. Okay, I'm here with a foreign degree. Oh, any company is going to employ me, you know. I came back home with the prospect of getting a good job. I tried my best getting a job. None. I didn't get any. The problem I always get when I go to interviews is when I get to the company, the interviewer will be like, "What did you study again?" I'll be like, "Digital system." "Tell me about it." Come on, you can't even ask me any question. So how are you going to give me a job when you don't know what to ask me? I mean, about my course. For instance, if you're telling somebody you're a marketer, they'll ask you questions related to marketing, you know, for you to get that job, for them to know if you're qualified for that job. But in my own case, it was different. My course was actually a rare course in Nigeria, not the very common one, digital system security. So they couldn't ask me any questions. So whenever I go for interviews and they tell me, "Oh, tell me about your course," I just know automatically that I've missed this one. Let me think of what to do next. And I tried and tried and tried. It didn't work out. I dived into some other businesses as well, just for the time being. But then I realized that we had a program. We had a program in church then. And then there was my pastor said, we should pray for God to open our eyes to see what we can go into as a business. Instead of complaining about the economy of the nation, we should pray for God to open our eyes to see what we can do. And I prayed a very technical prayer that day. I said, "God, open my eyes to see the kind of business that can empower others." That was a technical prayer I prayed there. And I think
there are technical kinds of prayers.
Yeah, they're technical prayers if you pray.
All right.
So afterwards, few months down the line, I got an idea. A friend just showed me a video of a palm oil processing machine that made palm oil production very easy. I was like, "Are you serious?" Then my mind went back to the prayer I prayed. I said, this is palm oil. This is a natural resources that if we tap it and package it, and then it now hit on me again. You were in Malaysia. You saw what Malaysia did with palm oil. I mean, Malaysia was a third world country, but now they are the first world country because of what? Palm oil. That's the major, the source of their income for the country is palm oil. Although they have crude oil just in one state, Miri. They have in Sarawak, Miri.
You were in Malaysia?
Yeah, I was in Malaysia.
Okay.
So if you look at it from that way, I saw it that, okay, if a country can actually sustain its economy from just palm oil, then as an individual, if I should go into this business with a good plan, then that means I can do well as well. So that was actually what made me go into the business without minding anything anybody was saying.
All right. Part of your technical prayer or vision was to have a business that would also empower the people.
Others, yes.
So how many people are in your employ right now directly and indirectly? If you know the number indirectly, but directly how many?
Directly, I started with 13. But
started with 13?
Yes, but as a startup, 13 is actually a very big number.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to reduce it to 6. But for that 6, there are other persons that we are empowering, just like you rightly said. But they are not directly my staff.
Okay.
They are earning money based on commission basis.
Okay.
So those ones are much. I think, if I'm not mistaken, they should be close to 100.
Wow.
That are actually earning from us, not being directly under our salary basis.
Well, let's talk about the business itself. So a young person in the Naija Delta is thinking right now, I want to be like Barry Nada. By the way, you're now a role model. I'm sure you have been already, but a bigger one now, because you're on Nigeria Info on Canvas and Air.
Thank you very much.
Brought to you by SPTC. So lots of young Naija Deltas are thinking, I want to be like Barry Nada now. I want to go into the oil business, the palm oil business. Yeah. Maybe because, I mean, I've been seeing the trees in my backyard, in my village, it's there, and I never thought about it. So what does one need to go into this business? What do you need to do? How do you go about it?
Palm oil business is actually very capital intensive. And the reason why...
Really? I thought that's why you ran away from crude oil business, because it's capital intensive.
It's capital intensive if you want to do it the way we are doing it. I didn't start like this. I started small, grew it from one machine.
So let's talk about that. How do you start it? How do you start small, maybe?
Okay, I read a book from my pastor, Business Secrets, David Ibiome, on how to start business without finances. He said, what actually came to me in that book, he said, you can start a business either by partnership, you can start a business either by liquidating your assets, or you can start a business by sharing your ideas with somebody that can probably give you some money to invest in your business as well. So I looked at it, okay, my idea is not something anybody will want to go into to invest in, because palm oil, come on, palm oil is not the kind of business you drag investors like that. So what I did was to liquidate an asset with the help of my dad. I took the business idea to my dad. I told him about the business. He called me because my dad is a businessman as well, so a successful one too. So he called me, he asked me to come and make a presentation for him. Tell me about the business, let's see the prospect. And when I did, he saw every prospect in that business and he was like, okay, look at this thing, get somebody to get this property, then use the money to start your business. So that was how I started.
Okay, all right. So luckily for you, you had someone who was willing to put down the financing to kickstart the business.
Yeah.
Did you mentioned something interesting. He wanted you to make a presentation.
Yes.
Even though he was a father, he didn't just say, okay, how much do you need? He didn't just write a check.
Yes.
He needed to know that what you were going to do and you had a firm grasp of it, or at least you understood what you were going to do.
Yes.
And you could make projections, which some people will refer to as a business plan.
Yes.
I suppose it's something like that is what you came up with.
Yes.
So how important was that presentation or that business plan to the overall success of your business?
Every business plan is like a roadmap, but it's just like when you're going somewhere, there are unforeseen circumstances that will always arise when you get there. You're already on the journey, so you can't go back. Especially when you have a vision, like you have a target, you won't go back. I won't tell you the business plan was 100% everything I planned it to be, but then it was a guide to starting and also where we are here. The good thing about this business is this: The vision or the idea is not directly my idea. It was an idea given to me by God. I told you it was a product of a prayer I prayed.
The technical prayer.
Yes, a technical prayer I prayed.
Yes.
So whenever it seems as if things are getting hard for me, I go back to God. I pray, okay, God, look, what do I do here? What do I do here? You tell me, okay, go about it like this, go about it like this. And that's how we've gotten here.
Let's talk about the technicalities of the business itself.
Okay.
So you got some funding. Technically speaking, what does the person do next? What do you have to get? How do you get the palm oil? Is it in a well? Do you have to dig the ground? What do you do? How do you get it?
Okay. For you to get a palm oil, first you harvest the fruit. From the fruit, you take it to your mill, you keep it for a while. That's a few days for it to get soft, for it to be able to come out from the bunches. You debunch, that's what it's called. You debunch it, that's to get the fruits out. Afterwards, you cook. After cooking, you take it to the first machine that is called the digester. From the digester, you move it to the presser. From the presser, you get your oil.
Just like that?
Yes. Then from there, it's easy because of the equipment I'm mentioning here. But if you're doing it locally, it's not easy. The stress involved is very hard. Then afterwards, when you've gotten your fruits, because you know one thing about palm, nothing is ever wasted.
Okay.
Everything is important, both the shaft, both the kernel. So there's another machine called the separator. That machine separates the kernel from the fiber. So you get the fiber separated and you get the kernel separated. And in some cases, you can as well press the fiber again to get some oil, because the idea is to maximize the whole process to get oil, and a good one at that.
All right. Did you have all of this equipment from the start?
No.
Okay. What did you start with?
I started with just the presser and the digester.
Okay. And
every other thing was done manually. When we harvest, we will use knife or axe to manually remove the fruits from the bunches, which what can actually take you few minutes with the buncher. That's the machine that the bunches can take you days.
Wow.
Doing it manually.
But now you have a debuncher.
Yeah, we have.
But you started manually, then taking days, painstakingly doing it,
yes,
till you grew to having your debuncher.
Yes.
And how is business doing now?
Very well.
Well, I can tell. The lines are open. I have a few more questions with my guests, but I'll take some from you right now. 084461923 is the number to call. Palm oil business of the 21st century is what we're discussing on Canvas and able to you by SPDC. My guest is Barry Nada Victor Uwika, Chief Executive Officer of Buy Nada Foods Limited. Once again, 084461923 is the number to call. We're live on Twitter at Nigeria Info PH. You can reach us on WhatsApp also on 0809 030 6416. That's 0809 030 6416. A few comments here already via WhatsApp. Maybe before then, maybe a call. Hello, Canvas, you're welcome.
Hello.
Hi there, go ahead.
Yes, I want to know from the man in the studio how one can locate him and get those machines.
He doesn't sell the machines.
Yes.
He's not selling the machines.
I mean, where the machine can be gotten, maybe if somebody want to buy.
Okay.
Where did he go to buy those machines? That's what I want to know.
Okay, right. So, Brian Nada, the machines you mentioned, how can one get them?
Okay, actually, I also run consultancy services. If you want to build a mill or if you want to get the machines, I can be contacted, and of course, I can always deliver. I was
literally, you are milking every aspect of this of this industry.
Like I said, I'm trying to be a help to as much as anyone that wants to come into the business. I just want to make it easy for everyone to go into the business. So we don't just give you the machines. We can as well teach you how to operate these machines, how to use it, because it's like you can't buy, get a new wine and put it in an old bottle. You can't do that, because relating it to this discussion now, you're buying a new machine, you have the idea of how to process palm oil locally. Come on, if you're getting the new machine, it's not for you to start going about it the local way.
The way your grandmother did it.
You understand? So actually, you must go through some training as well from at least somebody that is using it or somebody that is good with it, so you can get. And I was opportune to be among one of the persons that tutored in the Naija Delta empowerment program for disabled people. The whole Niger Delta state, I think 9 states. I taught on palm oil processing and production, and I think it was a success because people still call me till today to ask me of the machine, to give them help.
I imagine it
where
was.
to go. So I think.
So for those who would like to avail themselves of your consultancy services, how can that happen?
Okay, they can reach me directly on my line, 0703 590 7657. That is my direct line. They can reach me for businesses. But for those ones that will want to do the palm oil business, that's either becoming a distributor with us or you want to get other things about the business, they can also come in and they can call us through 0802 34 95402.
All right. Okay. So via WhatsApp. Good afternoon, Dio. I'm very happy with Brian and Victor. Like you asked, Dio, his father is already in oil and gas business. No, I did not say that, and I'm very certain Brian that I did not say that either. You didn't say that, am I right?
I didn't say that.
He didn't say that. But my question to him is that how many youths can his establishment employ in the Naija Delta? How is his business coping with the slice of insecurity in Ogoni land? Okay, I think I asked him the question of how many persons he has on his payroll directly and indirectly. He answered that question earlier on. But the last part of his question, I think, is significant right now. He's talking how are you coping with, there are concerns as regards security in the country in general, no doubt, in the country in general, but more so even here in the South region. And I don't know exactly where you're situated. Where exactly is your business located?
My business is located in Kono, my village.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right. In Ogoniland.
Yes.
All right. And there are concerns about security in that part of River State as well. So, how have we been able to deal with these security concerns and still run a thriving business?
For now, the security situation has really come to, it's better now compared to before, but then it affected a lot of business. I mean, that was last year. It affected a lot of business in terms of supplies, because most of these people that were causing these problems were in the bushes. They ran into the bush to take their refuge and all that. So, and these palm fruits were also gotten from the bushes. So people were actually very scared to go in there to get. So for that period, we had to go into the fish business, which is why I said we are not just into palm oil, we're also into the fish business.
Okay.
So we had to sustain with the fish business while everything came down. So now everything is fine. I think the security situation in Ogoniland now is actually very fine.
Well, that was pretty business savvy and smart on your part. You're able to diversify, and when the conditions were stable, you were able to go back to your core business.
Yes.
Quite brilliant, really.
Thank
So,
you.
but then again, it underscores the fact that insecurity does affect businesses, both local and international, and that's bad for businesses and the economy in general.
Yes.
All right. Once again, 0844-6193 is the number to call. And you can also tweet at Nigerian for PH. Remember, we're live there on WhatsApp. Is on 0809 030 6416 via WhatsApp. Let's see. I am Ota. I want to know how he gets his palm fruits, the raw material. Okay, how do you do that?
Okay, I get it directly from those that are cutting. Like what I normally do, like just like you asked earlier on, how many persons I am actually paying. I have people that I send out like scouts that go out to sort these palm fruits for us. So we pay you on a certain number of bunches. So if you're to give me so and so number of bunches, I have a certain amount of money I pay you. So it's like an empowerment too I'm giving to you. You must not everybody will go into the processing. There are some persons that are also into the plantation, that's the planting aspect, and also the harvesting.
And there are those into acquisition.
Yes. So what you do.
So they are your acquisitions department.
So what you do is you go out maybe to your own village you sort for people that cut. When they gather it, you call us. Okay, you have so and so bunches. With the number of bunches available, we get the kind of vehicle that will convey to our mill, and then we'll convey to our mill. We'll pay the person that actually gets that for us. That's how we get our fruits.
All right, great. Got a call coming in. Thompson will join us shortly. Okay, let's take Thompson before WhatsApp. Hello, Canvas, and you're welcome.
Good afternoon, Daya.
Hi, you're welcome. Go ahead.
Yeah, hi, Rich.
Very well. Go ahead.
Yeah, I am interested in the manja. Sorry?
Go ahead, Thompson.
Okay, I'm interested in the discussion that's going on in the studio there, but I want to make two inquiries. The first one is it possible he gives us a brief intro into what it's all about, because I just tuned in. Then
Okay, Thompson, we can't go over.
Later.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Ask a second question.
His contact.
Okay, Thompson, you obviously just joined the conversation. We may not be able to go over all of that again, but his contact you will definitely hear.
That's why I said a brief intro, but if it's not possible, he can just give his contact.
Okay, Thompson is gone. Okay, Thompson, my guest is Bainada Victor Uwika. He's Chief Executive Officer of Bainada Foods Limited. Basically, well, they are into primarily the production of palm oil. And as the topic today is also implies, palm oil business of the 21st century. That's what we're discussing. His contact details were given a while ago. I imagine before we wrap it up today on the show, he'll be giving them out once again. Derek from Ruma Pericom, you're welcome. Please go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Go ahead, Derek.
Yeah, I wish the guest in the studio very, very successful businessman, and I wish him all the Vic.
Thank you. Hello.
Very winter.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, I'm very happy you're succeeding in your business.
Derek, do you have a question or some other comment besides being happy for him?
No comment or question. I'm just wishing him well in his business.
Thank you, Derek.
Thank you very much.
This place bounded, I'm certain. Via WhatsApp, how do you package your palm oil?
We have 3 different pack sizes. We have the 250 ml, we have the 500 ml, and we have the 3 liters. They are packaged in cartons. We have the 250 ml is 24 pieces in a carton. The 500 ml is 24 pieces in a carton, and then the 3 liters is 6 pieces in a carton.
Okay, all right. Plastic
yes,
bottles, I guess?
Yes, plastic bottles, PET bottles.
Okay.
But with the weather condition now, we actually moved from carton to nylon packaging, the way they package bottled water.
Okay.
That's the waterproof wrapping. That's actually what we are doing now, because we thought of it. Nobody has ever complained about it. They would ask about the cartons we were using before now, but we thought about it. Like I said, I always visit him to get some more ideas on how to move the business forward.
What does the weather have to do with your package change?
Yes, if I should package my product in cartons and it rains when you're moving it to your destination, then the carton is going to get bad. So transporting the product is going to be hard for you if you're coming into the business. But if it's nylon, water hits on it, no problems. Or wherever you're storing it to, and water gets to touch the nylons as well, no problems.
I guess that's another technical response to a technical prayer as well.
Yes.
All right. Okay. I'm looking for me reports. Do come back if you can. Via WhatsApp, let's see. Good evening. I'm Pastor Sam from Port Harcourt. Does he carry out trainings? And I would appreciate it if he can avail me his contact. Okay, that was given a while ago, but we'll go over that again. Do you provide trainings?
Yes, we do trainings, but it's not. If you want me to train you individually, then it's gonna take you a lot. But we normally organize trainings. Though I've not done any this year, we are actually planning on doing a digital marketing for distributors, because we have something that we are trying to do for 9 to 5 workers, for everybody to be able to come into the business. You can be here and you're doing your palm oil business even without seeing the product. So we're actually trying to come up with a training where we can get people to know how to market their product. You can use Facebook, Twitter, Instagram now to market your product. And what we do for you, if you pay us our distributors, instead of moving these products to you where you might not have where to store them, we can store it for you. All you do your online marketing through any means at your disposal, WhatsApp, wherever, to do your marketing. Once you have someone that wants to buy the product, you give us a call. Okay, can you move this product to so and so place? We get our logistic persons to do it for you. Even if it's outside of the state, we also do delivery for you as well. We deliver it and then we give you the charge. You have taken the money for the product. You're only paying us for the delivery. This is something we are trying to do just to make the business easy. Like we said, it's the business of the 21st century. And what's this business of the 21st century? First, it must be online. Two, it has network marketing, sort of. Information marketing is also part of the business of the 21st century. Affiliate marketing, e-commerce, and Binada Food does all of this.
And of course, I want to add the cherry on top. It's 100% palm oil.
Yes, 100% palm oil, 100% unadulterated.
All right. Also, let's see. Back to the phone lines. Omukar from Indeport, welcome. Go ahead.
Yes, good afternoon, Dayo.
All right, go on.
I like the assertion of your guest that some persons who see the results today did not see the hard work yesterday. But I like to ask you a question. I want to know whether someone can successfully build and run an oil mill business, a profitable one, as a distant investor, that is without personal involvement, or personal commitment to the business. Thank you.
Did you get this question?
Yes.
Okay, go on.
One thing I will let him know, Omuka, one thing I will let you know is palm oil business is not the kind of business where you can actually run without that's a mill, because he spoke about a mill. You can't set up a mill and you're totally far from it. It's like you're empowering somebody, because definitely they won't be giving you accurate accounts for whatever production they are doing. And at the end of the day, it will look as if you used your money to empower people. But then you can still go into the business, which is why we came up with our distributorship package, where if you don't have the time and the capacity to go into the milling process, you can as well come into the production process. We have lots of supermarkets around us. Our product is ready for supermarkets. Our product is ready for even house use. There is hardly any home in Nigeria today that doesn't use palm oil. Just like you said, you don't cook, but you have palm oil in your house. So there is hardly any home today that doesn't use palm oil. And another thing is this: palm oil is used by every class of individuals, the rich, the average, and the poor. Everybody uses palm oil. So you're not into a business where you're actually going to look for people to buy this product. The buyers are already there. In fact, the buyers are looking for the good one. And some of them are even willing to pay anything to get the good one, which is why we are giving our products to our distributors. And for distributors that want to come in with 25,000, I mean anybody that wants to start business, palm oil business, we also can attest to this thing that you can't start palm oil business with 25,000. You need at least 200 to 300,000 to start palm oil business, because you need to buy in kegs, store them, and resell later on. But the idea is you buy in kegs in large quantities so you can make good profit. But with 25,000 with us, you can start palm oil business. And when you get the 25,000, it's not seasonal, unlike the other one where you buy only in dry season. Wait till it rains for you to start selling, when the price must have gone up. Then you start selling. Our own is different. You buy today, you can even start selling today if you have the buyers already waiting for you. So that's the good thing about doing the business with us.
All right. Via WhatsApp, good day. Is it advisable to cultivate before consulting for help? I believe he's talking about those who want to go into cultivation
before.
Yeah.
Of course, you can cultivate, but do you have that much time to wait? I think for the normal tenera fruit, it takes at least 3 years before it starts to yield. So can you wait for 3 years before you start harvesting? And even when you harvest, if you want to depend solely on your own plantation, then you're going to be out of business, because palm fruit takes 3 months to mature. So if you harvest, you're going to wait for another 3 months before you harvest again. And how long do we have the dry season for before it goes to the rainy season? The reason why the product is expensive in the rainy season is because the yield in the rainy season for palm fruit is less. The yield in dry season is more. So you get more fruits in the dry season for you. So if you're doing it every 3 months, before you harvest. That means only 2 times you're going to harvest, and you're going to be waiting again for another year for you to go. So if you want to start the business, you mustn't wait for you to have a plantation. Your plantation can be a plus to your business while you buy from other means available to you.
Or do you have your own plantation?
I don't, but I rented. I have the one I rented.
Okay. All right. Also via WhatsApp. Hello. A Chinese friend of mine told me that the chaff from palm oil can be used to make brake pads for vehicles. I know just a while ago when you were describing the process, you talked about the chaff. You talked about the knots, I believe, and said they all have some value because everything about it, there is some value
Yes.
to it. What do you do with it afterwards? And is there any credence? Do you know anything about brake pads? And
For brake pad, I won't say I do know anything about the brake pad, but if it's a Chinese friend of his that told him, China, that was like the industrial hub of the world now. Everything is possible in China, especially when it comes to palm. In palm oil, I mean, the byproduct oil is endless. I don't even know all of them, but I can actually believe with him if he says this thing is possible, because the chaff, for now, we use our own chaff to make fire. But it doesn't mean if we see something else we can use it for, we won't use it. So
Okay.
for now, we use it for fuel, to fire, to light up our cooking process.
Okay.
Yes.
How about what do you do with the nuts?
The nuts, we crack it and sell. But we have a plan as well to go into the milling of that's processing of the nuts as well. But then we started small. We are still going to grow to that extent where we can be having our own milling processes as well, where we can crush the nuts, get the oil as well, because these things are things that you can always sell. In short, kernel oil is even more expensive than palm oil.
Okay.
This is a pro tip I'm just giving out here. Kernel oil is more expensive than palm oil because kernel oil is what they use in making Mary Kay. And anything about makeup for women is a good business.
All right. Once again, number to call 0844-61923. Palm oil business of the 21st century is what we're discussing today on Canvas. And my guest is Brian Victor Uwika. Also via WhatsApp. Nice business. It's good he didn't tour the path of our brothers breaking pipes in the creeks. How much oil can one squeeze out from a medium bunch of palm fruits, a day sent that in?
It all depends on the fruit or the size of the bunch. If it's a medium bunch, you can get close to a liter or less.
Okay.
Yes. And also the season also determines how much oil comes out. If it's in a dry season, you get more oil in a dry season, and if it's the rainy season, you get less oil. So it all depends on the season.
Let's go about challenges. I mean, it all sounds like a brilliantly fantastic story of grass to grace. Well, maybe you were at grace level already before the business started. Don't know much about that, but it's a brilliant, it's an inspiring story. But as with any good story, there must have been some not so pleasant moment, some difficult moments, some things that didn't work out. So what are some of those trying periods you had in the business? Maybe mistakes you made that you would not do again. So maybe some things went wrong, as the case may be.
Okay, the first mistake I made was me going into renting the plantation, because renting the plantation is good if I'm doing it as my business, not renting and also processing. I would say this, the reason is because what I will use in harvesting my plantation can give me more bunches if I buy. So the first mistake I made was to go renting the plantation. You could spend 100,000 to go harvest, and then you get what? Fruits not even up to 50,000 naira worth. But I can use that 100,000 to go buy the fruits directly from those people that have the plantation. So going to combine the both of them is something that I didn't really know from the onset, but it's something that I won't do right now. If it's something I have the resources at my disposal, come on, I don't mind. I can always do that. But then the harvesters were not my staff, so I have to pay them daily whenever they are harvesting, which is not good. But if I had a lot of money to pay them salaries, good. I can have them and rent as much plantation as possible while they go there to cut for me to process. So that's one of the challenges we experience, and also the challenge of capital. Capital was one of the major challenges. I told you earlier on, the machines that we have today, it's not like that's all we need, but at least to an extent, we have the ones that have reduced our let's say our work by up to 40%. So capital to an extent is a challenge. So, but then we are just growing with the business.
Well, you did mention that you have a plantation that you
Yes, I rented.
rented.
Yes.
Okay, you still do it.
I don't even go there anymore. I
Okay.
don't even go there.
But it's still yours in quotes.
Yes, it's still mine. I think the expiry date should be till the end of this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I have a question there. It's of
Okay.
course, talking about people who want to go into their own businesses or a similar business as yours. Are there? Do you know of any organizations out there besides yours? I know you mentioned you offer consulting services for this business, but for young persons who would like to delve into maybe some other business, not necessarily the primary business, in your interactions with other entrepreneurs like yourself or other bodies that help in some way, what opportunities are out there and organizations are out there to help young persons start their own business?
I will talk about the Tony Elumelu Foundation.
Okay.
That's the one I can actually talk about right now, because they have been up, and I mean is yearly. I've applied for Tony Elumelu Foundation for like 3 times now. But then, if you have a good idea, I think the best bet I should tell any entrepreneur listening to me is to try Tony Elumelu Foundation. I think the program is up right now. So if you apply now, if your business idea is good enough, you can be lucky. You can be chosen.
Okay. All right. By WhatsApp still. Good afternoon. Please ask your guest. I have a little capital, and as a way of proving his prayers to God answered as regards to helping others out, I would like to know how to partner with him. Patrick Alakaya sent it in. Well, are you looking for partners right now?
Partners that we are doing now is in terms of the distributorship.
Okay.
Now, with 25,000, you can be a distributor with Pioneer Foods. And being a distributor with the 25,000 gives you 2 cartons of the 250 ml, 1 carton of the 500 ml, and 2 pieces of the 3 liters. The reason why we are giving you all of this product is so you can know your target market. Maybe when you have all of this product at your disposal, you can take, okay, is this pack size they like more? So when you're coming back to order again, you're ordering that particular pack size. And when you're coming back, you're ordering with at least 20 to 30% discount, because you're already seen as a distributor. And for those that are listening to me that don't have money to come into the business, you can come in as an information marketer, you can come in as an affiliate marketer. The information marketers now, all they do is tell people about this distributorship. Okay, there are some persons that have money but they don't know what business to come into. But you can tell them, okay, see this business, you can go into this palm oil business with 25,000, you can go about it. And we have our website where you go to register as either a distributor, an affiliate marketer, or an information marketer. Once anybody through you registers into the business, you get paid. Once anybody pays 25,000, you get paid 1,000 naira for referring that person to be a distributor with us. And for affiliate marketers, you can use your Facebook, your WhatsApp, any of your social media handle to maybe share the pictures of the product. Anybody that wants to buy, once they buy the product, you get 5% commission, and also you earn on every carton. Let's say you bought a carton of this product now. The person earns 200 naira per carton, and then 5% of that amount you use in buying for retail.
It truly is a business of the future.
Yes.
So finally, to every young Naija Deltan out there who's listening to you right now, who is inspired by your story, what do you have to say to them, very briefly?
Okay, I will tell them to always be consistent in hard work. Whatever they're doing, consistency is key. And also, I'll tell every Naija Delta out there, every Naija Delta youth out there, they say youths are the leaders of tomorrow. But then, if you're not willing, and if you don't know that today is the tomorrow you were promised yesterday, then you will still think there's a tomorrow. So what that means is today is your time to act. not violently, but do something for people to actually see you and help you. Like this show I'm on, I won't tell you I paid to be on this show. I did something that attracted these persons to contact me to come on this show. I didn't have to pay to be on this show, which I'm very grateful to God for, and I'm grateful to Shell as well for giving me the privilege, the opportunity to come and speak on this show, to let everyone know that hard work pays. So I'm telling every Niger Delta youth, today is the tomorrow we were promised yesterday.
Brilliant. And to those who would like to take advantage of your consultancy services or your trainings, how can they reach you again?
Okay, let them reach me on the 0802 349 5402 or 0803 880 8440, or they can visit our website www.bynadafoods.com.
How do you spell Bynada?
BYNADAFOODS.com. So you can register there as well as a distributor, an affiliate marketer, information marketer, anyone. You can always register.
On that note, we wrap up today's edition of Canvas and Niger Delta Roundtable. We've discussed primary business of the 21st century. My guest has been Bynada Victor Iwika, CEO by Nada Foods Limited. Brian, it has been a pleasure.
Thank you very much, Ayo.
Wish you all the very best.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure.
Thanks for being a part of it today once again. We'd like to hear your thoughts, comments, and inquiries on the program. Get in touch via our social media handles, facebook.com/Canvas on Air, on Twitter @Canvas on Air. I'm Adedai Elushak, and the program is brought to you by SPDC, and we'll return next week, Wednesday, 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Canvas and Niger Delta Roundtable. Good evening.